Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and it's a warm welcome that you found me on one of 7 Facebook pages and 1 YouTube pages. I'm here to talk about a agency that's gone bad, it's gone rogue. It's the Child Protection System is what I call for it. It's abbreviated as CPS. It's a government entity that's supposed to protect our children from abuse and neglect, and also supposed to do what's called family reunification. Now, I'm here tonight to help you with your particular CPS case. I know it's been a real struggle for you, but I'm here to share with you what over 3,050 some people have told me from around the world. There's 25 countries. The U.S. is 26 countries. And I put a banner up that tells you one of the things you can do in this live stream. It's interactive. So if you have a message to text me, please do so. Make it a question or a comment about CPS and give me your name and your location. And if you're outside the United States, please list your country. Please list your country. And so I um mm, mhm, 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 mm, mm, mhm, mhm. Um, that's one of several ways you can interact with this live stream. Another way is to be a guest on my live stream. There are 14 live streams a week that I do. I'm on twice a day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and Saturday, Sunday at 8 a.m. In the evening I'm on at 7 p.m. every night of the week. Those times are given to you are all Pacific Standard Time. The West Coast of California is where I'm from. I'm south of Los Angeles, a place called Surf City, USA. 3 blocks from to the beach. 3 blocks to the beach. Mm. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Now, another way is, as I said, to be our guest. So there's 14 live streams you can pick from. I just gave you the times, and all you have to do is send me an email at bobp@vincentwdavis.com with your name, phone number, and email. And I'll send it to my show producer who'll give you a link to get on. Um, her name is Grace. And when you get that link from her, you just copy and paste in your browser, and then you can get on. Rules are simple. We're very respectful in this room, and we don't use any profanity. We do not eat or smoke on the show. And then, furthermore, um, we do not use the names of children, social workers, or judges here in this live stream. So I look forward to you being a guest on my live stream. Now, um, I'm going to put my number up. My number is 626-698-0990. You're welcome to be on my live stream. You're welcome to be on my live stream. And I already got emoji, and thank you, Andrea Frasquez. She is from Illinois, a very sweet woman who is having a hard time with her teenage child coming home. And I know what that is like. In fact, I know what everything you're going through because I too have been a victim of CPS. And I have a wealth of knowledge. I have 43 years of marriage experience. I've helped raise 6 children. They're all successful, have beautiful families. And um, I have a lot to share. I have 61 years of life skills where I've worked at a job or jobs, a lot of different jobs and so forth. Anyway, that's my number. I'd love for you to call in. Now, we have Mrs. Santa Michael Michelle Carter. It's Anita, she says, from Chino, California. How are you doing, Bob? I'm doing okay. Um, I guess I know you guys, but your name is different. It's a YouTube name, but you're welcome back. And if you could refresh your memory about your case, and you're from Chino, California, thank you for telling me that. Hi, Andrea from Illinois. She's outside a small town outside of Chicago, Illinois, and she's fighting to get her children back. And she's been wrongfully accused and taken advantage of. I guess the CPS is very corrupt in her little town. She moved to her town because she had a beautiful home. She wanted an old style home, and she didn't realize that she was going to have the problem she's having with this government agency. A lot of you end up that way too. A lot of you end up that way, and you don't know. You don't know until it happens to you. And that's where it really becomes tough on you. It really becomes tough on you. Mm, 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 Mhm. 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 Do you know of any other group like this one around? Well, there are several people that work for Mr. Davis that do live streams, but not as much as I do. I've not come across any group like this. There are people that do live streams. On Monday, there's a live stream, Monday Night New York, by Big KK Richardson. And on Wednesday, there's a live stream from Orange County, lady in Orange County, California. And then Vincent on Saturdays does this live stream. So there's three other people I know that do this live stream, um, but not as much as I do it. I don't know if anybody's on twice a day, 7 days a week. That's a lot of shows I've been doing since October 2023. I've been on for 25 months. That's over 2 years. And so this is kind of hard because it's also a support group. People in here are so kind to one another. They help each other. They help each other with issues and problems. So um, I know how frustrating it can be. I know how frustrating it can be. Excuse me. Mm. Mm. But I appreciate the questions. Now I'm in here to talk about. I have developed 5 rules um, to help you all, uh, save yourself from being involved in CPS. If I did my rules, if I followed my rules, I would never have been a victim of CPS. I never would have had my children that were trafficked into CPS. They were alienated by CPS. It was a terrible, terrible experience for me. And I don't want you to do the same thing. Um, my rules are simple. You need to get an attorney, and that is a hard one because it involves money. I have an attorney I work for, his name is W. Davis, and the number to reach my office is 888-888-6582. There you can call that number and speak to reception. Make sure you tell them that Bob Pace sent you. And when you speak to Mr. Davis, make sure you tell Mr. Davis that I sent you. And Mr. Davis is trained and educated in the areas of dependency law, juvenile law, and family law. Those are the 3 areas of law that you deal with CPS. Now, CPS is a court with a judge. It's not a jury trial. It's going to be a judge, and that judge makes a decision of your life. It's really unfair. I think it should be a jury trial. Also, CPS think you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. It's the only court of law where you're innocent, where you're not innocent and proven guilty. But they right away they say you're guilty, and that's wrong. That's wrong. And also, there should be a jury trial because your peers, the ones that would definitely be there. Now, I've seen this happen so many times where they don't. They don't. It's really hard. Not only that, you could also have criminal offenses, which are usually done by the district attorney. They sometimes duplicate the CPS accusations, but there can be misdemeanors or they can be felonies. And so, it all depends what you're being accused of, but they sometimes do that. Now, Mr. Davis is also a criminal. He's a trial attorney. He can do trials and he does criminal matters. And he's been fighting CPS for 40 years and gotten children back. He also, when your case is over, will do a civil lawsuit where he's won millions of dollars in both state court and federal court. He's a real deal. He once was a foster kid himself, so he knows about the foster system. So he's located in Arcadia, California, which is LA County, Los Angeles County. His retainer is approximately $5,000 to start off with. He's $500 an hour attorney. But with that being said, it all depends on the type of case you have, whether it's a complex case or a simple case, or whether it's been going on for 6 months or 2 years. Those will be factors to determine his retainer and how much an hour he charges. But there you go. I've shown you an attorney who's fully qualified, and you can call him. That's his number. My number is here if you want to talk on live stream about anything dealing with CPS. I'm here to help you. I want to share what 3,050 some people have shared and include myself with my stories. Now, besides getting a real good attorney, there are two very important questions you need to ask this attorney. One, have you ever, uh, besides you ask them in the beginning, are you a juvenile law, family law, dependency law attorney, and have fought CPS and gotten children back? If the answer is yes, the second question is, have you ever, when your case is over, fought CPS in either state or federal court and won money back from CPS? If the answer is yes to two of those questions, you have a candidate to judge from. Now, you should get three candidates. Now, I've already told you Vincent Davis, so there's one candidate. But after you determine three candidates, you're going to have to further explore them by having a meeting with them and see if the chemistry is right. And also hear about how much the retainer and how much their fee is, because it will vary. Now, here's a life skill a lot of people don't think about. Please look into legal insurance. You can't get insurance if your case is going on, but if you haven't had your case going on, get legal insurance now. Now, legal insurance is just like life insurance, pet insurance, homeowner insurance, car insurance, car repair insurance, home appliance insurances. There's so many different types of insurance, but the one that's so important is legal. And there are companies that do that. You just search on the internet. It varies from state to state, but it's out there. So think about getting that legal insurance. There's a very important life skill. And I've talked about getting an attorney, and when you determine to get one, you'd be better off. Now, some people say, oh, I want to use my court appointed attorney. I've only known of one person where that's worked out. Most of the time, court appointed attorneys are lazy. They don't know about the juvenile law, family law, dependency law. They're criminal attorneys and they work for CPS. So they're not going to really fight your case. They're also overloaded with over 30 to 50 cases. And that's too much for one person to handle. That's way too much. And they do that purposely so they don't perform very well. So they don't perform. And I Now, we have um, two emojis. We had one from Andrea from Illinois, state of Illinois, and we have Randolph Acton. Thank you, Randolph. But we have nobody in the room that I see. There are probably still people in the room. They just don't show up on my screen. But we were talking about attorneys. And now that's rule number one. Number two is documentation. It's so important that you document everything. You want to document everything. Oh. Now, we have Anita from Chino, California, and Andrea from a small town outside of Chicago, Illinois. Kanehika, I think it's how it's pronounced. I probably say it wrong, and I apologize, Andrea. I apologize. But I am glad to see you here. Now, we're talking about some of my rules that will help you. We're on the documentation part where you need to get yourself a notebook, a big, thick notebook, about 6 inches thick with 3 rings. There, you need to put in tabs. These are organization tabs that you organize your documents. Things like your court papers, your social, um, your papers from the child protection, the CPS, and then you got your parent certificates, the parenting classes you complete, and then you got the special programs like the drug rehab program or domestic violence, and those certificates. Then you want to create some other documents. One very important one is called the timeline incident log. The timeline incident log. Now you can use a sheet of notebook paper, and all you do is devote 3 lines to each incident. You may have hundreds of incidents. You want to arrange them so the oldest is first. You put the date and time on the first line, followed by where, uh, if it was where you visit, you put the address. If it was on the phone, you put the phone number. Then on that same first line, you put the people that were involved. The second line is a summary of what the incident was all about, a 1 sentence summary. The third line is the conclusion of the incident, how it was resolved. Now, it's not resolved. You need to come back later and fill it out. So leave it blank. And then what you want to do is you skip a couple lines and put the next incident. And you keep doing this, whether incidents with the police, the social workers of CPS, the school, even the children or other parents or anything else that relates to your CPS incident. You need that information because as time goes on, there'll be a lot of information that you need to refer to, especially to help out your attorney and also to deal with court matters, Um, this document, the timeline incident log, will really save you because in 6 months, you won't remember everything. Now, another document that you want to create is one that's called a journal. And it's a document like either a book or if you wanted to write on your computer or someplace there. It's a journal to your children of what you're going through. That's important because it'll help you talk to your children when they're taken from you and also record your thoughts and feelings, what's happened, so that your children can know later on when they're returned, or heaven forbid they are not returned, you will have a record of what's going on. And regretful, I've not done any of these things. It's so sad. I wish I had done. I mean, it's not too late either. I still need to write a journal to my children, especially one of my children that has been taken from me from both parents. She was convinced by a retaliating social worker who had revenge against us parents because our attorney, who we had hired, Vincent Davis, had caught her with a lie in court. She committed perjury, and it was bad. And she can now be sued for millions of dollars because you can't. I mean, it was against our constitutional and civil rights. You just can't lie in court, and you can suffer repercussions. And it was a horrible, horrible experience of what she did. Anyway, um, the documents will help you. You want to make sure you have your meetings at public places like the library, Starbucks, or McDonald's, or other places like that. You don't want to meet in your office. You certainly don't want them in your home. In your home is dangerous because you open yourself up to a lot of problems. And that leads me into the next one of my rules, rule number 3. Is you say no to social workers and do not let them in. You say no to policemen and do not let them in. Remember, your house is your castle. Your door is your drawbridge. When the door is closed, you're secured in your home. And by law, you don't have to open your home to anybody. There's only 3 ways that law enforcement or even the social service can come into your home. One way is a simple thing where you open the door yourself and give permission. By opening the door, you allow them into your home. They're going to want to search your home. They even want to take your children. So you don't want to open your home to these individuals. 50% of the child protection systems are corrupt. 50% of CPS is corrupt. You can't trust them. You can't depend on them. And I wish I knew all these things. I wish I'd follow my rules because I was victimized by them. I really was. And it was a hard thing to swallow. It's a hard thing to swallow. Now, my number's been up there for a good half an hour, and I've heard no one on my phone. It's 626-698-0990. Please call in. Also, I have only had a couple questions here from Andrea. If any of you have any questions, here's a good opportunity to ask them. It's free. So all you have to do is make your question known and I will help you. I will help you. So do so there. Do so. That sounds really, really, really good. Also, I work best with questions because then I'm geared to you guys. I'm geared to you guys. And so that's a hard thing. The second way they can enter your home, if they hear yelling and screaming going on in the home, such as a child crying or there's fighting or gunshot, wherever the case would be. So when the knocking comes to the door, you immediately want to be quiet. Turn down the music, turn down the radio, and be quiet. Because you don't want to open that door because you have Pandora's box. If your house is messy, they're going to spot it right away. If you have stuff that would be related to a case, they'll catch it. That's what they're hoping on. Also, you have to understand you do not want to talk to them. Talking to them, they will use it against you. It opens up a whole can of worms. I don't know how much times it can be that way. It can be that way. It is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long day. It's been a long, 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 long day. Mm. 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 Oh. Now, it is a hard thing when they enter your home or your life. Now, the third thing, they can enter your home if they have something called a warrant. Hello there, Michael from Tennessee. Good to see you, Michael, and welcome, Michael. Um, Apparently, if people don't want to talk tonight, I guess I've had my phone number up now for 40 minutes and no one's has expressed an interest in talking. Maybe you have a question you have, Michael, or something else comes across your mind. I'm glad to see you. Michael has a very difficult case, but he's one of the few people I've met that says his court appointed attorney is working for him. which is hard to believe, which is hard to believe. Anyway, it is very hard with these three things when they enter your home. Now, if you don't open the door, you're safe. I don't know if you're aware of, there's been a lot of people, innocent people, shot at and killed by opening the door. So there's no reason. You're taught at a young age. One of your life skills was don't open the door to strangers. CPS and the police are strangers. You don't know them. And the sad part is that usually social workers at your door are policemen are not bearing of good news. They're not there to greet you and say, "Oh, you're a beautiful family. We came over here to say you're doing a good job with your kids." The reason why a social worker shows up at your door, a policeman shows up at your door, there's trouble. And if you don't open the door and you tell your family members don't open the door under no circumstances, you're going to be better off. And when you do encounter them, and you may encounter them outside, because you may have just walked towards your home or walked outside at the gate. And when you do encounter them, you need to ask with them. You need to understand if they have a legal matter with you. A legal matter. What I mean by a legal matter is you ask them that because they have to tell you that it's a legal matter. If it's a legal matter, then you tell them very nicely, you don't be rude to them, that you need your attorney present. By law, your constitutional right and civil rights state that you can have a lawyer present at all proceeding of legal matters. It's written in there. And that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. And a lot of people don't realize that. Well, here's another thing. Glad you brought it up, Andrea. They're not supposed to take them from school unless they have a court order. Furthermore, when you sign up your children at school, you're sent home with an emergency card to ask all kinds of questions. One of the most important questions you'll have on that emergency card: who has permission to pick up or take your children? The policeman's not down there, and the social worker's not down there. They don't have a right to. Now, if they have a warrant and the warrant is legit and the school reads it, they have to follow whatever the warrant says. So it's important that you fill out your emergency form correctly and list the people that can pick up your children or talk to your children. Now, typically, when they want to talk to your children at school, the parents are called to go to school and sit in another room while they talk to your children. What they're trying to do, they're trying to find out if you've done anything to your children. If you've done anything to your children. That's what they're trying to find out. Well, what did your emergency card say? Because technically, you could sue the school. You could sue the school for allowing them to take your children at school. Do they have a warrant? And good evening, Cruella Do a Trick. That is Felicia, and she's from Oxnard, California. She has 2 criminal cases in Oxnard, and she has a CPS case in Ventura County. One involved her 2 children, and the criminal is for eviction, and the other one is for trespassing. So she has her hands full. So what's the latest, Cruella? What's the latest? And Andrea, I hope that helps you out. I don't know what you had on your emergency card, but you could talk to an attorney to sue the school if they allow your children to take it. Now, was there a court order? Did the police or the CPS workers show the school a court order, a warrant that said they could take the child at school? That's very important. That's very, very, very important. Mm. Mm. Well, I'm glad you stopped by, Cruella. And I thank you too for being here. You've been with me a long time. You're part of family. And I pray that things will get better for you. Yep. Staying away from the carpool lane. That's an interesting way you put it there. You still working with Christina, who is a lady that's helped out many of people here doing a synopsis for submission to someone in Washington, D.C. Good, good. I'm glad to hear about that. And Cruella has no news report to report, just going stir crazy or trying not to. I understand, Cruella. God bless you. I got a few things pending. Someone investigating to confirm or deny deed fraud. Okay. And Michael says, I have my aunt, my cousin Leah, coming to court with me and my wife to show the court we have a support group now. Good. I'm glad to hear that. And we also talked about Christina helping out Cruella. God would yet to have in person support to any court hearing. It's been pretty agonizing road staying away from the carpool lane. But with support of you and all, I'm getting through it. All right, Cruella. I thank you. I'm glad you stopped by. And Michael, there's a lot of prayers, and I'm glad you're praying. We have Michael from Tennessee, Cruella from California, and we have Andrea from Illinois. And those are well, we have also Anita from California too. So we have a good group of people here tonight. I'm looking for questions. We were talking to my rule number 3 about talking to social workers. Um, it's after 8 o'clock, so I need to wind down my show. That means my show is coming to an end. And so um, I try to cover as much and answer your questions or your concerns. But there are times here I got to take my phone number down and put up something called the Department of Government Efficiency. It's a federal agency that was created this January by our new president and supposed to he had one of his campaign promises to investigate our government. There's a lot of wasteful spending and people sitting home that aren't working, they're getting a paycheck and abusing the system. So right now they're investigating. And one of the areas they're investigating is social services, and CPS is a part of that. I know firsthand in Orange County because I was on the phone talking to a social worker and a supervisor from Doge was on there listening. And she asked a question, are you being helped okay? I explained to her my situation. So I know that they're investigating CPS and social services. There's a lot of corruption going on, a lot of corruption, and hopefully they'll get to the bottom of it. They have a web page that you go to that talks all about what they do. They have 2 phone numbers you can call. They are working numbers. I've called them. Area code 202 is the White House. The third part is they have an email address that you can write them if you have a problem with your case. Now, you've got to resolve it first as best you can by the county, at the county level, by talking to a supervisor, a manager, a case manager, or talk to the director. If that's unsuccessful, you need to turn to the civil rights coordinator at your state capital. Wherever your state capital is, there's a civil rights coordinator, and you need to explain to them that you try to resolve this at the county level, but they're not listening to you. Also, at the state capital, you have the bar, which is for lawyers and judges. You can make a complaint. You can make a complaint. And they will investigate, and they could lose their license. They could lose their license. So judges and lawyers are held accountable for their actions. So anyway, I want to thank you all, Cruella. You said there. Cruella says, one of my social workers ambushed me during a visit. Well, why do you let them in your home? You know better than that, Cruella. You don't allow social workers in your home. They don't have to come in your home. It's your castle. So how did they ambush you? What did they find out? Is there anything I can say or bring up about this very rude and unprofessional approach to request a signature? By not talking to them, by going through your attorney. Tell them to see your attorney. You was at a park. Well, if someone approached you, you don't have to say, you be very nice to them and say, I'm sorry. I need my attorney present to talk anything further. That's all you have to say. And can you give me your name and number? And I'll talk to you then. It's hard. I know it is, Krilla. I know it is. But I want to thank Krilla for coming in here and being a part of my live stream from Oxnard, California. I want to thank Michael from Tennessee to being in here. I want to thank Andrea from Illinois for being in here. And I want to thank Anita from Chino, California. Thank you all. But I do have to go. My time is up. And I've enjoyed meeting you and seeing my family again. I'll be on tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you all. There'll be a brief video at the conclusion of my live stream. Please watch it. And also, do not give up on your children. Come here to talk about your case. You guys take care. God bless you. And I'll see you again real soon. This is Bob Pace signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left. Put your faith